Hey guys, interesting enough, yesterday I put myself to the test and I tried to predict what the full moon degree is by, what did I do? Oh yeah, I sensed like how the day was playing out, like some different things just went on that normally doesn't happen. Like first I got offered a little freelancing position where I would just help clean up a room for Airbnb. And it's interesting enough, I'm trying to do Airbnb myself. So this was cool to go to because it gave me not only experience, I got to see like how the room is, how they set up the Airbnb. So this way I get inspiration. I was able to get inspiration. I was like, ooh, they set up the couch like this. They set up the kitchen like this. So it was, it was really like a whole like learning experience. And it was really different, really random. Uh, a random invite, a random offer, a random, and I was looking for a little like side hustle position or something to do on the side. So this was cool. And so that was like really random. And then it had my placement. Basically, we all have right now, Uranus is in Taurus, but you have to see where Taurus is in your house, in your house. What house is Taurus in your chart? Because I'm a Sag rising, so Taurus for all Sag rising are gonna have Taurus in the sixth house. So sixth house is Virgo. Virgo has to do with our work and things like that. Work or services, things we do daily to get better, like our health and things like that. So with Taurus being there was this interesting, and then the moon was also in Taurus. So, and Uranus is there. So something like with Uranus, and this is being like a weird different energy that just kept highlighting this, that Taurus in the sixth house position kept like coming up, kept popping up in my head. And when I got home, I was like, what is this degree? But something, and then on top of that, I kept getting like, my intuition kept calling me to like get connected to people, because I used to take, like I said in my previous videos, I used to take an astrology class, and I felt like that class connected me to people who are really like-minded, people who are really into the things that I'm into. And since I haven't been taking the class because it's done, I feel like I'm kind of losing that connection. So what's have been calling me is like, I really need to get out there, get familiar and get acquainted and make connections, and really with people who are like-minded, like me. When I was like, because when I was taking that class, I realized like what that did for me, versus when I didn't have that. So it was just interesting how that played out. So something about connections, and Uranus, the sign of Aquarius, has a lot to do with our connections. The 11th house of Uranus, Aquarius are all pretty much the same thing. Uranus rules the sign Aquarius. Aquarius has a lot to do with the house of the 11th house. They're all the same. 11th house, Aquarius, Uranus. And yeah, and this energy has a lot to do with our friends, our being very like humanitarian, doing things for the community, technology, things on phone, weird things that are different, things that are just like random. So when I sat down, and I know yesterday and the other day I kept talking about, oh, the full moon is full moon. I mean, new moon. I keep saying that. But I kept saying there's a new moon, it's a new moon, but I didn't know the degree it was, so I couldn't really give you guys the juice on how the moon will really affect us, because when you know the degree, you're able to really, narrow in. Yes, it was the Aries full moon, new moon, it was the Aries new moon, but what kind of like, how can we narrow it down to the real type of energy? Not real, but the type of energy other than the Aries that is going to be attached to this energy. And a way to look at that is to see the degree it's going to hit. And how you see the degree is when the sun basically wraps around and it's the sun and the moon. I mean the moon, because the moon transits a sign every 2 days. So when it's the full moon, when it's a new moon, the the new moon degree, the new moon is going to be always the sign of the season. So right now we're in Aries season, so the new moon is going to be an Aries new moon. So in Pisces season, we had a Pisces new moon. Aquarius season, we had Aquarius new moon. But the full moon is always going to be the opposite sign of that sign that's in that season. So we're in Aries season, so the upcoming new moon, the upcoming full moon, okay, there's a difference. The upcoming full moon is going to be the opposite, and opposite sign of Aries is Libra. So we're going to have a Libra full moon that's coming up in about 2 weeks. So yeah, I have to see that degree. I'll be definitely sensing the energy, because that was cool to do. I kept saying to myself, like, what is the energy? What is the energy? And I kept saying, kept getting that energy, like, to go into, you got the energy, you took the class, now you know how to really go into astrology, you know how to really look up things yourself, instead of just Googling, oh, what the degree is. Look up the way you learned how to do it in the first place. And I learned how to look up the degree is look up it through an ephemeris. So I went up to the ephemeris on cafeastrology.com. We all can look it up. And that's where I seen the degree. And yeah, it was just interesting. I was just like, wow. And the degree was 11. And 11 is the 11th house. 11th house has to do with Aquarius. So the degrees correlate the same with the signs of the house, the same thing. So the first degree is Aries. Second degree is Taurus, because Taurus is the second sign. Third degree is Gemini, because Gemini is the third sign. And then when it hits 12, because the last sign is Pisces, is 12, 13 will be Aries. So 14 will be Taurus, and it keeps going again. 15 will be Gemini, and then we'll keep going until we hit 30 days, because 30 days is like the cycle of, we have 30 days in a month, so that's when it's over. Not 30, it's 29 actually. 29 degrees in each sign when you're looking at your chart. So the last degree, yeah, you do the math like that. So yeah, that was interesting. So next month I'll be definitely trying to see, before I actually Google, what the energy is going to be like, because that was cool. It just shows, like, when you're tapped in, when you're really paying attention, when you're tapped into that energy, which is not easy. You really got to stay tuned and really look at everything, be aware, be conscious, be listening, it's just like so hard for me to explain, but I want to keep explaining it, because hopefully the words will come out. But yeah, it's hard to explain sometimes, but yeah, that energy, you have to really like tap into it and really like see, sense your day, sense how the energy was, sense how people are coming to you. Just really pay attention to things that are really, happening in your mind. And what really has been helping me is meditation. I've been doing hermetic breathing practices, which I do throughout the day. I do it in the morning as well. I do like a little 6-minute meditation, but throughout the day I do meditation, and that helps, because just being in that energy, practicing being in that state of sitting, not doing nothing, listening, maybe not listening, maybe not listening, but telling yourself, like, okay, right now I'm going to focus on what my intention is for this meditation. So I'm going to try to tune out everything else. So when you're doing that, and you're constantly practicing that, you're constantly practicing being in that state of meditating, being in that state of whatever you're focusing on. Maybe you're able to focus that now in the present. Yeah, you're able to focus that now in the present. So when you're constantly doing it, it's like it's becoming a part of you. Being in that state of peace, being in that state of coming in, because that's what you're doing when you're meditating, is becoming a part of you. And now you're able to really be aware of certain things, how does the awareness work when it comes to that? Just interesting, because Pisces has to deal with spirituality and meditation, and Aries is the following sign, because Pisces is the last sign, Aries is the first sign, and Aries has a lot to do with our awareness. So it's interesting how when you're in that meditating state, you know, you're really in another realm. Pisces rules the unconscious, the other, you know, the other realm, and you're in a different state. You're pretty much in a different state. And then when you are aware, you're awake, you're aware, and that's like the Aries, and now you're ready to go, you're ready to do, or maybe you're sitting and thinking more, but that's like part of like the astrology cycle. Yeah, I'm over here ranting and raving today, but yesterday I was really hyped up. I was like, yes, it made me want to record right then and there, which I should have, but I had a lot going on. I should have recorded though. I should have. But yeah, that was so cool. That was really cool. It's really I like that, because it just shows when you're doing the work, you see the results. You start to see the results, and you start to really just, I guess, be more in tune with the nature, be more in tune with the energies, because you know the cycle. It's like you've been here before. It's so hard to explain sometimes, but ooh, it's a beautiful thing. I just encourage us to meditate, because the more we meditate, it's like the more power to you in a way, I feel, because just being in that state and like practicing being in that state does something to you. Ooh, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, see how that energy is playing out for you guys. Like, have you guys been connecting more to your friends, your tribe, your family? Have you guys been maybe online more, maybe into technology, maybe you're on social media, maybe you're connecting more, maybe you're doing things for the community, maybe you're connecting with your soul tribe, maybe your spirit has been telling you to connect with your soul tribe and you haven't. What else? Maybe it's time you're being rebellious in a way, or it's not isolation. What's the word? It's like it's detached, because like Aquarius has a lot to do with just being detached, or maybe this is like a detached energy. And then you want to pair it with, we had Aries, new moon. Now we have it's in Taurus, so you want to see probably that Taurus and because Taurus and Uranus is in Taurus right now, so maybe that placement. Just check to see. That's why I say pay attention to your natal charts. It's very important, because you can really pay attention to these energies and see what the energy is like for. You can really pay attention and see how the energy is going to be highlighted specifically in your natal chart, because your natal chart is a snapshot of you, specifically of when you were born, and now you have these planets aligned in a way that was that way when you were born. So now you have certain things that are within you, period, that that are affected, that have been affected, or it's already done, based on how your chart is really played out. So here we have the Chariot card. Ooh, the Chariot card. We have the black and white Egyptian, so like ancient, very old, maybe very ancient, maybe holding some type of wisdom, and now you're carrying it on to express and give out onto others. Like, see, like a very bright energy. And over here you have the arc of matter, which is a very intuitive energy here, because the arcs have to deal with Cancer, have to deal with just a lot of that energy, Cancer. But Uranus also has the arc of matter, which has to do, Uranus is really, they have like electrifying, very fast downloads and thoughts that are very intuitive in their nature. So that has probably a lot to do with that. And, the moon, has a lot to do with our intuition and that. So this has a lot to do with maybe you're bringing that on to others in maybe a way that's balanced, where this energy is going to be, maybe you are coming off in balance, or maybe someone's bringing this energy out onto you where you're just taking the lead and taking charge. And you're also in a place of of higher up, of being in a let's say that's being in a place on a pedestal. You're able to oversee things now. Maybe you haven't in a way before, but now you're able to oversee things in a way you have. Yeah. So the Chariot card. The Chariot in the upright. Then you have the ancient symbols, the Phoenix, in the black and white. Then you have the star. You have a lot of star energy here, shining that light. And then it's like your village is there too. You have a little village in the back. So leaving or going or heading towards or giving, something towards to somebody in a way. So yeah. Then you have the cross and the bird wings taking off. Uranus has a lot to do with our wings as well. Then you have symbols. He has symbols on his little outfit there. Like ancient symbols. So yeah, the other energy and card of the day is in the reverse. So we have the Five of Cups in the reverse. The Five of Cups in the reverse. This has a lot to do with the closed-in energy of isolation. Maybe you're pulling away at this time. Maybe you are closed in or shining light. It also can be the opposite, because it is in upright of you maybe really putting yourself really out there, because this is in the reverse. So I can see that in a way of like, maybe you're not like of this figure right here, of maybe closed in isolation or doing really too much of just pulling away. So it's like more of a pull away. And over here, you're overseeing. Over here, you're like overseeing. I mean, like you're away. Then you have the Five of Cups. So has a lot to do with five, has a lot to do with like travel and like worry and things being disturbed. So disruption in a way. What else can I say about these two energies here when I see these two energies together? This one, he's like standing tall, standing confidently. And this one, he's like more closed in to himself and nature. And then it is in the reverse. So it has a lot to do with our emotions, maybe reflective of that, maybe over analyzing that. And then you have a stream of emotion. Do you see the water there? It also means it's in the reverse, which is interesting. We're going to get a little assistance when we get a little bit of a way of what, can come. We can use some assistance sometimes. It says in the reverse, it says news, allies, infinite ancestry, return, false projects. Return, false project, news, alliances, allies, alliances. So see how that resonates, because that's interesting. I'm going to have to open up this and see. Really, I'm gonna replay this video back because I'm not writing today. I'm just giving it. I feel like it's really flowing out, and I'm just gonna let it, flow without wasting any extra time. Not wasting, but putting extra time out for writing. I'm gonna cut this off at 20 minutes, hopefully. So let's get this last. It says Chariot in the upright. So Succor. I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys can tell me how to pronunciate it, or I can look after this. It says Succor. It also says providence, also war, triumph, presumption, vengeance, and trouble. Vengeance, I can see that. Vengeance and trouble is like, yeah, I'm coming now. Where you at? Like, okay, I'm up now. I'm coming for that heat. Vengeance, trouble, triumph. Like, yes, providence, also war, word. It's like he's coming. I do see how that can resonate as well. Interesting. I know I said a lot. You know, they said a mouthful as well. Let's see. Let's really see. I'm going to replay this video back because I'm not writing like I said earlier. I'm going to replay this back to see if minds were closer or the book was more of the energy of today, because we're both, you know, different. They're both pretty different. But let's see if my intuition was guiding us to what we needed today. And sometimes maybe off, but that's okay, because it's always tomorrow to tap into it again. Yes, guys, it's the last day of getting into that the full moon energy, the new moon energy. I'm going to be saying that until I get it right. The new moon energy. Yeah, use this time to really utilize it, because tomorrow, I think at 3, because it's 3 days, that's it. Honestly, I didn't really utilize it the way I should. So besides really predicting that, I have my crystals in right here. I want to really charge. I feel like going out to work out. I have to light up a candle or do a little something as far as like really maybe writing, maybe a little something and write, you know, light up a little candle so I can just kind of harness in whatever I'm trying to manifest and whatever I'm trying to bring forth, because that's what the new moon energy is about. It's about manifesting. Maybe you want to manifest around things that are according to just what you want to manifest. It's a time to manifest. Use this energy to your best event. Maybe you want to cleanse. Maybe you want to just you know, is April equinox is coming up 21st, so that's like the new moon, the new year. So maybe do your spring cleaning, maybe do a new detox, do something great, do something, you know, of self-care for yourself. Yeah, at the end of the day, I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys enjoy. Thank you for your time. Bye. Peace.